Sometimes in a world so vast and full of challenges, it's easy to feel like our actions don't matter. But today, let me share with you a story. A simple yet profound reminder that even the smallest actions can make a difference. Once upon a time, a young boy was walking along a beach at sunrise. The tide had gone out, leaving hundreds of starfish stranded on the sand. They were scattered as far as the eye could see, unable to return to the sea on their own. The boy, noticing their plight, began picking up the starfish one by one and tossing them back into the ocean. Each time he threw one, he smiled, knowing he had helped it survive. Curious, a man approached the boy and said, "Why are you doing this? Look at how many starfish there are. You can't possibly save them all. What difference can you make?" The boy replied, "It made a difference to that one." And with that, he continued his task, undeterred by the enormity of it all. The boy throwing more starfish back into the sea. The man watches and begins to help, inspired by the boy's determination. This story reminds us that no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Every action we take creates a ripple, one that can inspire others and make a difference, even if we don't see it right away. In a world that often feels overwhelming, don't underestimate the power of small, intentional acts. Remember, you can't do everything, but you can do something. And to someone, somewhere, that something might mean everything. Life is full of ups and downs, surprises and challenges, but how we see these events can change everything. Let me share with you a timeless story about a farmer and his unique perspective on luck. One day, a farmer's horse ran away, leaving him without his prized companion. His neighbors came by to sympathize. "What bad luck! How will you manage without your horse?" The farmer replied, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing 3 wild horses with it. The neighbors celebrated the farmer's newfound fortune. "What great luck! Now you have 4 horses." The farmer replied, "Maybe." While trying to tame one of the wild horses, the farmer's son fell and broke his leg. The neighbors returned to express their concern. "How unfortunate, your poor son." The farmer replied, "Maybe." Not long after, soldiers came to the village to recruit young men for war. Because of his injury, the farmer's son was spared. Once again, the neighbors gathered. "How lucky you are. Your son doesn't have to go to war." The farmer replied, "Maybe." This simple story reminds us that life's events are neither entirely good nor bad. They are neutral, and it's our perspective that gives them meaning. What seems like misfortune today might lead to unexpected blessings tomorrow. Like the farmer, we can choose to approach life with equanimity, accepting each moment as it comes, without rushing to label it as good or bad. After all, life is a journey of endless possibilities. In life, challenges can feel like the murky waters we struggle to rise above. But just like the lotus flower, we have the ability to bloom beautifully despite the difficulties that surround us. Today, let's explore the inspiring story of the lotus in the mud, a symbol of spiritual growth and resilience. The lotus flower begins its journey in the mud, its roots anchored deep in the murky water, a harsh and unclean environment. Yet it doesn't stay there. Guided by an inner drive for light, the lotus grows upward, pushing through the dirt and murkiness. And when it finally reaches the surface, it blooms, radiant, pure, and untouched by the mud below. The lotus teaches us a profound spiritual lesson. Like the flower, we often face challenges, struggles, and negativity. But these difficulties don't define us. They are the mud, the foundation for our growth. It is through these challenges that we rise, blossom, and discover our inner strength. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to rise above. Like the lotus reaching for the light, We too can seek positivity, hope, and growth, no matter how muddy our surroundings may feel. Start by embracing your challenges. Take time to reflect on what the mud in your life is teaching you. Write down your struggles and what lessons they might hold. Find your light. This could be through meditation, practicing gratitude, or connecting with loved ones. Focus on what uplifts you and helps you grow. Finally, stay true to yourself. Like the lotus remains pure despite its muddy origins, you can choose not to let negativity define you. Surround yourself with positivity and let go of what no longer serves you. The lotus in the mud reminds us that beauty and strength can emerge from the most challenging circumstances. Rise above, bloom brightly, and remember, your struggles are not your identity. They are the foundation of your growth. In the journey of life, we often think we know everything, or at least enough. But true learning begins when we empty ourselves of preconceptions and embrace humility. Today, let me share with you the timeless story of the empty cup, a tale that teaches us the value of being open and ready to receive wisdom. Once, a well-known scholar visited a Zen master to learn more about enlightenment. The scholar, proud of his accomplishments, was eager to display his knowledge. Master, I've studied philosophy, read countless scriptures, and debated with the greatest minds. I am here to learn from you and take my understanding to the next level. The Zen master began pouring tea into the scholar's cup. As he did, the scholar couldn't help but interrupt, sharing his opinions and insights at every pause. Ah, yes, that reminds me of a concept I've read about. You see, the mind is like, oh, and there's also a theory. The master continues pouring tea until the cup overflows. Tea spills onto the table. The scholar looks startled as tea drips onto the floor. The Zen master sets down the teapot and looks at the scholar with calm eyes. Finally, the scholar noticed the overflowing tea and exclaimed in frustration, "Master, stop. The cup is full. It can't hold any more." Master said gently, "Exactly. You are like this cup, too full of your own knowledge and opinions to receive anything new. To learn, you must first empty your cup." The scholar looks down, humbled, as the master's words sink in. This simple yet profound lesson reminds us that true wisdom comes from humility. When we approach life with a mindset of openness, letting go of pride and preconceptions, we create space to grow, learn, and transform. Start by practicing active listening. In conversations, focus fully on the other person. Instead of planning your response, truly hear what they're saying. This simple act empties your cup and opens your mind to new perspectives. Adopt a beginner's mind. Whether you're revisiting an old hobby or learning something new, approach it with curiosity and without judgment. Allow yourself to be a student again. Life is full of opportunities to learn and grow, but only if we remain open. The story of the empty cup reminds us to empty ourselves of pride and assumptions so we can be filled with wisdom and understanding. Be humble, be open, and always be ready to learn.